Which bad childhood habit helped Helen McCrory become a great actress? Why did the actress get turned away from drama school? And what stopped her from getting the roles she really wanted in the Harry Potter franchise? When Damian Lewis announced the passing of his wife in April 2021, fans were distraught. Regardless of how you knew Helen McCrory, stage work, philanthropy, or her many film and television roles, there's no denying she was talented. Through her portrayal of Narcissa Malfoy in the Harry Potter franchise, the spiritualist Evelyn Poole in Penny Dreadful, and Polly Gray in Peaky Blinders, it's easy to see why she earned a massive fan base. And although she once admitted that acting was all she ever wanted to do, over the course of her life she took on 2 more roles: wife and mother. Hi, I'm Joy, you're watching OSSA, and we're looking back at Helen McCrory's amazing life and career. Growing up before a life of fame. As a young girl, Helen Elizabeth McCrory's life was like that of a nomad. Because her father was a Scottish diplomat whose work took him all over the world, her family moved around a lot. In fact, her childhood was spent in Tanzania, Norway, Madagascar, and France. In Paris, she first discovered a taste for the stage. In a 2014 interview, the actress explained, "Dad tells me my first appearance on stage was dancing during an official visit by the French president. I'm pretty sure the idea of being an actress came to me around that time." Apart from the enjoyment of dancing and performing, the young girl had a bad habit that may just have helped her choose her future career. Helen was a compulsive liar as a child. She explained, "Every country we went to, I would make up these fantastical stories about who I was and what my parents did. I was just such a liar. I suppose in the end it was good practice for being an actress." But it was only after she and her family moved back to the UK that Helen truly developed a passion for acting. At the time, she was 13 years old and had just joined the school choir, despite not really having an interest in singing. But all had changed the night of the choir's first performance. While chatting with the BBC, the Peaky Blinders star admitted that her first time in the limelight was bittersweet. While it was the most extraordinary thing she'd ever done, it also made her painfully aware of her limitations. She explained, "It was a piece of music I would never ever be capable of writing. And I realized from a very young age I would never be original. I would never be a great artist." However, she also managed to see the positive side of unoriginality, admitting that she could be a part of another great artist's work as an interpreter, which felt so great that she decided to pursue a career in acting. The start of a dazzling career. After graduating from high school, McCrory had her heart set on theatre school. Sadly, the feeling wasn't mutual. When she first applied to London's Drama Centre, she was turned away, but not for the reason you may think. Despite a childhood spent travelling around the world, the college felt that Helen didn't have enough life experience and suggested she take a year off before reapplying. So after a year spent touring around Italy with a boyfriend, she tried again. This time, she had a secret weapon. During her year abroad, Helen had been offered places at 5 different theatre schools, but she turned them all down. With photocopies of those offers and her rejections in hand, she returned to London with proof that she was in demand. This time, the Drama Centre listened. She was accepted and her training as a stage actress officially began. It was obvious that she was seriously talented. In 1990, the year she graduated, she landed her first stage role in a Yorkshire production of Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest. Within just 3 years, she was cast in her first leading role in Trelawney of the Wells, a play produced by the head of the National Theatre, Richard Eyre. By 1995, Helen had acted alongside theatre royalty like Judi Dench and was named the most promising newcomer in the Shakespeare Globe Awards. But that's not all. In addition to lining up some impressive stage roles, she and fellow actor Michael Sheen and a few others started their own theatre production company called the Foundry in 1996, before she'd even turned 30. And if that wasn't impressive enough, the company was a massive success, later producing over 50 plays before Helen passed away. As she continued to impress audiences and theatre managers alike, she started branching out into film, nabbing her first television role in 1994 and her first film role in 2003. Despite this, theatre was always her first love, but it also allowed her to meet the other love of her life, her husband. A love story that ended too soon. In 2003, Helen was working on a play called 5 Gold Rings, which would be performed at London's Almeida Theatre. She was cast as the illicit lover of an actor called Damian Lewis, and their chemistry was palpable. As the play's director, Michael Attenborough, later recalled, "Oh, there was something in the air that was just extraordinary." I witnessed two people falling for each other, hook, line, and sinker, which of course worked brilliantly in the play. And it worked brilliantly for their romance too, even though Damian likes to dramatize how they really got together. In fact, he joked to Vogue that it was actually a PR person's idea that we got together. Surprisingly, the late actress was almost hesitant to acknowledge her feelings for Damian. Helen once admitted that she hadn't expected to fall in love, but she was so glad that she did. She explained, "I was always just engrossed and involved in work, so the timing was pure fluke, pure chance. But it always is, isn't it? I think we hit it off pretty quickly. Damian's naughty, and I've always loved my naughty boys." In 2007, Helen and Damian decided to tie their knot. This was after she'd given birth to their two children, Manon and Gulliver, in 2006 and 2007 respectively. In fact, it was because she was pregnant with Manon that Helen was passed over for the role of Bellatrix Lestrange in the Harry Potter franchise, opting instead to play the character's sister, Narcissa Malfoy. In an interview with Hello magazine, Helen opened up about her wedding. She explained, "We got married in the Kensington and Chelsea registry office, then walked down the King's Road and had lunch in a nice restaurant around the corner with 11 people. A very romantic day. I did have a honeymoon. It lasted an evening. It was very short, but very lovely." Ever since then, the duo dedicated their time to making their marriage and family life work. Damian later admitted that life with Helen was like something out of a wonderful dream. The actor elaborated, "It was always one of my fantasies, the happy, slightly chaotic, noisy family life. That fantasy was as formed in my mind as any other fantasy about falling in love with a beautiful, talented actress and whisking her off to Paris to propose." His wife felt the same way. When Helen got a part in the ITV production of Leaving, she had to play a woman who had an affair with a younger man. But she struggled with the role. The series director, Gabi Dalal, later explained, "When we started rehearsals, I tried to talk to Helen about what it is to have an extramarital affair, and she would say, 'But Gabi, it's hard for me to know what we're talking about. My marriage still feels like the first flush of a love affair.' Sadly, that beautiful love affair was brought to an abrupt end." Gone, but not forgotten. Before losing her battle with cancer, Helen once admitted that unlike many actresses in Hollywood, she enjoyed the process of aging. While her contemporaries worried about wrinkles, she began to feel more confident. In 2015, she elaborated, "To me, Helen McCrory 47 means nothing. Helen McCrory, bad housewife and argumentative after a bottle of gin would be much more relevant." And though she joked about how she wanted to be remembered, her sentiments weren't that far off the mark. When Damian announced her passing, he gave Helen's fans and colleagues a rare insight into her life through a heartbreaking tribute. It read, "Helen was an even more brilliant person than she was an actress. I've never known anyone able to enjoy life as much." As she repeatedly told the children, "Don't be sad, because even though I'm about to snuff it, I've lived the life I wanted to." Not many people could say that they lived their life to the fullest, but Helen McCrory did. And though she's no longer with us, her spirit and talent will live on through her amazing work and her loving family. Thanks so much for watching.